Live from the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage. This afternoon's matchup features the Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas College taking on the College of Staten Island Dolphins. Good afternoon, everybody. Once again, my name is Joe Foreman, and rejoining me is my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, as in just a few minutes, we will have our Senior Day presentation here at the College of Staten Island. Two seniors being honored this afternoon, Patrick Daddio and Austin Mick.
Yeah, Daddio, Big Daddy. The team loves him. An incredible social media post on the CSI men's basketball Instagram. Just some great hero shots there. And he, of course, has meant a lot to his teammates this season.
We had a nice photo dump of Daddio and Mick on the men's basketball Instagram, so you can go check that out ahead of tip-off. But Daddio graduating, excelling in the classroom as well, a GPA above 3.5, getting into the medical field following the completion of a graduate program. So Daddio not only has meant a lot to his teammates, as you said, Nick, but he has excelled in the classroom as well. But Daddio, not our only senior, as we mentioned, at the top of the program.
Yeah, Daddio, he's going to be balling off the court in the medical field, so congrats to him. But Senior Day here, and it's all about the captain of the team. This guy's been here for a while, and he's been a prolific scorer, and that is despite the fact that he missed the full season due to COVID here, where there was no games, and that is Austin Mick. Austin was absolutely tremendous. Hi, Austin's family. We know you're tuning in back in Ohio. Thanks for watching us. Austin was just a tremendous Dolphin and one of the best three-point shooters that I've got to see personally right here courtside.
Well, we've seen Austin's family here in the past.
And there he is, walking into the frame right behind us.
All right, so we don't know if Austin's family is here, but if they are watching at home, of course, we thank them for tuning in. But Austin, not the only one who missed a year due to COVID. Daddio was prepped to be on this roster at the start of what would have been the 2020-2021 season. Of course, that season never happened due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but Austin bouncing back from a season away from the program, one of the most prolific shooters on this Dolphins team, as you mentioned, well over 150 career three-pointers for Austin, some huge ones, including in a game earlier this year against Pace University.
Yeah, in that game, he just went off, and we've seen it plenty of times, those Mickey threes coming in clutch from Austin Mick. And throughout the game here, we'll highlight some of his greatest performances as a Dolphin over the years. Congratulations to Austin's on an incredible career, and in a few minutes, you'll see a great presentation for him and Patrick Daddio coming up at center court.
We will be bringing the full Senior Day presentation to you here on CSI Sportsnet, so be sure to stay tuned, as in a couple of minutes, Nick and I will step aside off camera, and we will use this camera that we film our pregame show with to bring you Senior Day ceremony coverage. But for Austin Mick, another very memorable game. I'm spoiling the speech just a bit, but I helped write it, so
you ruined it. What a shocker.
I won't be ruining it, but I did help write it. And one of the most memorable games of Austin's career we covered right here on CSI Sportsnet, a 29-point outburst against Hunter College. He scored in that game, as I said, 29 points on 9 three-pointers. I'm not sure you were with us yet, Nick. That was back in 2018-2019.
I was
you
there.
On the air engineering? You were there.
I was engineering that game. I was very impressed.
So Austin with a lot of Mickey threes on that particular night, and a lot of men's basketball alumni in the building as one of them enters the frame. Here's Rigo Destime. Rigo, welcome to the broadcast.
Rigo,
how you guys doing today?
What do you think? What did you think of Austin Mick's career?
Man, he's just an incredible person, incredible player, plays with so much heart every night. He gives it on the floor every time. Every single game, you know he's going to give you 110%, and that's all you can ask from any player, anytime.
Well, thanks for the analysis, Rigo. Welcome into the frame. Welcome
game.
Into the broadcast. Great to see you too, Rigo.
We finally got a pregame guest show.
We did. Our first pregame guest of the season, coming with 1 minute and 41 seconds of 2021-2022 pregame coverage left. But Rigo just said it. Yeah. Austin, a great teammate. Also, as attested to by former head coach TJ Tibbs, one of the hardest working players he's ever coached.
Spoiler alert. Tibbs is going to be wearing an Austin Mick jersey today, so we'll look at that. And it's all about Austin here, but real quick on the game today. Dolphins are led, of course, by the future of the franchise at this point, Messiah Mallory, who is now, give me 4 fingers, Joe. Give me 4. An eight-time ECC Rookie of the Week, so he's been incredible. He's in contention for the ECC Rookie of the Year, as well as his coach, Coach Nick Durant, who's in contention for the ECC Coach of the Year. Great job by those two and all the players this year in a tough season. This is their last season in the transitional period. And next year, we'll be bringing you some playoff basketball right here on CSI Sportsnet.
We sure hope to have postseason coverage for our viewers next year, but you said it, Nick. During the women's game, a lot of building blocks on that roster, perhaps no building block bigger for either of these teams, the men or the women, than Messiah Mallory. You mentioned he is in contention for ECC Rookie of the Year honors, and we will get a chance to see Messiah and his Dolphins teammates take the floor in just a few minutes. But first, coverage of our 2022 men's basketball Senior Day ceremony. Nick and I will take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, coverage of Senior Day 2022.
In addition to his commitments as a member of the men's basketball team, he is a dedicated student who will be graduating early with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. He's achieved a 3.5 GPA and plans to attend medical school after completing a graduate program. His selflessness as an athlete, excellence in the classroom, and plans for a post-graduation career all make us proud to call him a Dolphin. And we wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Let's hear it for our senior from Staten Island, New York, number 21, Patrick Daddio. Patrick is being presented with a frame commemorating his time with the program, courtesy of CSI Athletics. One more time, let's hear it for Patrick Daddio. Our final senior made stops at Mount St. Vincent College and Nichols College before arriving at CSI in 2018. He is a 3-year starter for the Dolphins and today marks his 100th career game. Entering today's contest, he has scored over 700 points and made 164 three-point shots in his collegiate career. 9 of these came in a career best performance against Hunter College, in which he scored 29 points. Anyone who knows him is aware of how hard he works to improve. A fixture in the gym, deep into the evening hours, he would often burn the midnight oil putting up shots. He is currently in the Masters of Business program here at CSI, sporting an impressive 3.9 GPA with plans to graduate this spring. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your final senior, a Staten Islander who hails from Brunswick, Ohio, number 5, Austin Mick. Once again, Austin is being presented with a frame commemorating his time with the program, courtesy of CSI Athletics. One more round of applause for our Austin Mick.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Start last, presented by You Know My Podcast.
Welcome back to the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island for today's NCAA men's basketball matchup.
And we are back from the tank. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst. And on your screens, you just saw our men's basketball senior day ceremony recognizing seniors Patrick Daddio and Austin Mick. But we do have a game to play here today, Nick. It is the season finale for these two teams, and the starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor. You have those starting lineups for us.
It is time for the starting lineups presented by the You Know 'Em Right podcast. For St. Thomas Aquinas College, number 2, Dimitri Roberts. Number 5, Grant Singleton. Number 11, Sean Moore. Number 21, Jamal Barnes. And number 34, Luis Rizquez. Now, for the home team, the CSI Dolphins. Number 2, getting his first start of the season, the freshman guard at 6'1" from Staten Island, New York, Max Dylan Butler. Number 12, the sophomore forward from Colony, New York, Bryce Waterman. Number 23, the freshman, the forward center, 6'7" from Watervliet, New York, Messiah Mallory. And last but not least, the 2 seniors getting his first start of the season, the center at 6'5" from Staten Island, New York, from St. Joseph by the Sea High School, Patrick Daddio. And last but not least, the senior guard at 6'1", 170 pounds from Brunswick, Ohio, number 5, Austin Mick.
A rousing introduction on this senior day from Nick Durst. And as Nick mentioned, Patrick Daddio into the starting lineup for the first time this season. This Dolphins team a bit shorthanded today without Josh Vargas and Chris Velasquez. So the starting lineup shuffles just a bit. Max Dylan Butler into the starting lineup and Patrick Daddio into the starting lineup. So it should be very interesting to see how strong this Dolphins team can come out against perhaps their most formidable opponent of the season in this stacked Spartans team. And for the men in conference play so far this year, it has been a mixed bag for the Dolphins, and they are looking for their 7th conference victory of the season, their 8th win overall. CSI 6-11 against the ECC so far in 2021-2022, entering what is, of course, their final game this afternoon.
Yes, Thomas Aquinas Spartans, a nationally ranked team. Dolphins here, big tests ahead of them, but it's time for tip-off, so let's get ready for some basketball.
Tip goes to the Spartans, who come in with a record of 23-4, 16-1 in conference play. This is Barnes, who swings it to the right wing for Moore. Now Singleton has it, defended by Mick. Looks to use the screen. Dolphins don't allow it. Spartans continue to work it around the outside. No shot there for Barnes. Putting up the 3 is Roberts. That's off the mark and rebounded by Messiah Mallory.
So with Velasquez out, Mick likely to run the points here a lot, and he'll take a lot of shots as well.
And Mick's first shot is a 3, and that is good. We have an early Mickey 3.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba! Mick's loving it.
And we have a foul at the other end.
Oh, I don't know about that. I thought that was a clean rejection by Daddio down there.
We'll get another look at it.
His team's first.
And here it is quickly ahead of the inbounds pass. Or excuse me, the free throws. And some would say, boy, oh boy, Nick. I'm not so sure.
Oh, boy. I mean, it's a great opportunity this afternoon here for Daddio, and I think he's taking advantage of it. I would have said that would have been a block, but the referees disagreed.
Dimitri Roberts at the line for the Spartans, and he hits both free throws. So Dolphins lead quickly trimmed down to a single point. Mick will look to bring it up. Full court pressure from Stack. And the Dolphins nearly turn it over. They beat the 10-second count. Waterman puts up the 3, and that's short. Daddio fights for the rebound, and pulling it in was Sean Moore.
We should certainly shout out longtime CSI Sportsnet play-by-play man.
And the layup is good by Grant Singleton. First lead of the afternoon for the Spartans.
Well, we wanted to just shout out Michael Baybusky, who couldn't be here today, but he called the majority of Austin Mick's games. And boy, oh boy, were there some great calls from him throughout the years.
Mick will try another three, and Austin's 2 for 2.
Austin, I know I said Mick, coming out here with the sick shooting, and expect a lot more of that.
That's a McDouble for Austin. Less than 2 minutes into the first half. Here comes Butler. Butler surveys the floor. He has Mick. Austin will try another, and that's off to the left, but tipped by Mallory and knocked out of bounds by Waterman.
Joe, if you're Coach Durant here, end of the season, last game here, no playoffs ahead, playing a tough team, Austin Mick senior day, do you go to him and say, Austin, you got free reign here, shoot as much as you want in this one?
Yes. I think so. I think so. I think you do. Especially after a 2 for 2 start, as Grant Singleton knocks down another.
We'll have to see what Mick's career high is in shot attempts, but I think we might shatter that today in his last game, and he might play almost the whole game.
Mallory from Waterman has Daddio, kick out to Butler. Mick with the fake, lost his footing, regains possession. He finds Waterman in the corner. Baseline drive. Kick out for Butler, and an offensive foul called against Waterman.
6-6 game here, 17:31 into this one.
Waterman, his first personal, team second.
Waterman, the leading scorer for this Dolphins team, has had a really solid first year in the Dolphins white and blue.
And I think Bryce has gotten better as the season's gone on. More and more of those offensive outbursts from him as the season has progressed. But, of course, he's been a steady three-point shooter for most of the year. After a bit of a slow start, he really picked it up and has been a huge part of this Dolphins offense. On that three-point attempt, it's Jamal Barnes. Tip out, and it finds Dimitri Roberts. Fresh 20 seconds for the Spartans. Moore up to Risquez. Now Barnes takes it inside. Turnaround jumper, short. And Risquez has the rebound and the putback.
Great to see a lot of Austin's old teammates here behind the bench. As we saw in pregame, really good to steam. I see James Delahanty here, Stephen Flagg.
And we see Bryce Waterman burying the corner three from Mick.
Splash!
Waterman for three!
Nothing but net. Call the shot wet from Bryce Waterman. And the Dolphins are back in front by one. Shot fake by Roberts. He kicks out. This is Risquez underneath, and his jumper is good.
As he nods his head there, as he is pumped up for that. The big man, 6'9".
Risquez quickly 2 for 2. This is Mallory underneath. He is swarmed, and he throws it away. Barnes gives it up. Moore right back to Barnes. 20 on the shot clock. Roberts thought about a three. Risquez back to Roberts. Mid-range pull-up is short and rebounded by Butler. Four of 9 start for the Spartans. 3 of 5 from the floor for the Dolphins. Mick, defended closely by Singleton, has Mallory. Mallory for Daddio. Daddio with the baseline drive, and the finger roll is no good.
If Daddio is able to get a point here in this game, Joe, the roof might blow off.
Wide open three in the corner for Moore, and he turns the net inside out, putting the Spartans up 4. Mick continues to face full court pressure, gets it up to Butler. Butler uses the Mallory screen. Butler thought about a three, bounce pass for Mallory, and he was fouled ahead of the pass.
We'll have a timeout.
And with that, we are going to have a media timeout inside of 15 minutes to play. In the first half, the Dolphins trail by 4.
You can stop to make sure someone is okay. Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And we are back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 4, just inside of 15 minutes to play in this first half. And Nick, it was a 6 start for Austin Mick, but the Dolphins offense has cooled off since the opening minutes.
Yeah, 6 of the 9 points, Austin Mick on the 3-pointers. Waterman had a 3 of his own, but Stack here looking to continue stacking up the wins in conference and on the season, showing why they are so dominant, spreading the ball around. We got 4 scorers with points. Overall, very tough team, and you can see why they are one of the better teams in the country in D2.
Jarrell Kelly, Elijah Bavell, 2 Spartans who checked in off the bench. I think there was a third change as well. And it's Devontae Jameson, the third substitution for the Spartans. So Waterman out of the timeout will try a 3. No good. Mallory with the rebound, and the putback is off. Rebounded by Jameson. Jameson looking to push. Finds an open man in the corner, and that's another 3. This time Jamal Barnes.
Well, what we noticed so far from the Spartans is when they get an open shot, Joe, they do not miss. So Dolphins going to have to keep pace here with them scoring-wise.
It's hard enough just to keep pace with the stacked team running up and down the floor as they've looked to push early. The Dolphins have been more methodical with a half-court approach. This is Mick. Baseline drive, has Waterman. Good open look for Bryce, and he knocks down another 3.
Well, Joe, winter's almost over, and everyone's looking forward to the summer and going in the pool, and the Waterman is too with that nice 3 there.
Bryce pulls the Dolphins back to within 4. Another open look in the corner, and that's no good for Bavell. Rebounded by Butler.
Butler getting his first start of the season.
Waterman, deep 3, and he adjusts that net right back into the proper position.
Wow.
Timeout Spartans.
Wow, Joe, that was almost from the fin of the Dolphin on the court. We'll see if we can ultimately get a replay of that, but unbelievable there. Downtown, Bryce Waterman making them count 9 points.
What a shot by Bryce Waterman to bring the Dolphins back to within a point. And as we just had a break, we'll stay right here, and we will get another look. And he was heels on the fin.
Fins up, Joe. The Fanatics love that one.
They sure did, as Bryce Waterman making it rain from downtown right now. And Bryce, early in this game, already has 9 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Unsurprisingly, also 3 of 5 from downtown.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And right now, all the Dolphins' points, all 15 coming on 3-pointers, 2 for Mick, 3 for Waterman.
Now, if you're the Dolphins, the big question becomes, can you sustain this type of shot making all the way through?
Well, if you can pull up from the Dolphin fit and make it in, I think things are going to go good. But how long can you sustain that?
Another 3-point attempt, this time by the Spartans, and it is no good by Jarrell Kelly. Dolphins with a chance to take the lead back. Butler to Mallory. Mallory surveys the floor. He has Mick. Singleton not giving Austin an inch of space. Mick looks to drive. He has Butler. Butler goes around the back, fights his way inside. He has Mallory. 7 to shoot. Mallory to Daddio. Nearly had it taken away. Daddio throws up a wild shot and nearly got it to go, but Daddio is headed to the line.
Well, overall there, great job movement by the Dolphins, not settling for a contested shot, and ultimately Daddio, with this clock expiring, forced to put one up, but he's fouled and he goes to the free throw line.
Daddio to the line for a pair, and Patrick has his first points of the game.
Nice job there by Daddio.
Well, taking a look at the Dolphins bench, 3 other players are dressed for this game. Armas, Shkolny, Gomez. Justin Zieris, of course, not playing, but is seated on the Dolphins bench, redshirting this year.
Armas typically starts, taking a back seat, of course, today for the seniors. I'm sure he has no problem with that.
And the feed inside to Kelly results in an easy 2, and Jarrell Kelly puts Stack up by a pair after Daddio went 1 of 2 from the line. Butler defended closely on the perimeter by Jamison. Mallory to Daddio in the corner. Now Waterman, no hesitation, and that's off back iron and rebounded by Mallory.
Nice job there by Mallory to get that rebound.
Good pass into Mallory, kick out for Butler, and that results in a missed 3. Ahead of the field is Jarrell Kelly, and he will throw it down with 2 hands.
Kelly on the fast break there, too easy for him, slams it home.
Spartans have made it clear that if this Dolphins team doesn't get back, they will make them pay. Mick, deep 3, and that's an air ball. Heat check for Austin. Had gone a few minutes without a shot. Didn't want to wait any longer.
We'll have a timeout following that.
Media timeout inside of 12 minutes. Our score with 11:46 remaining in the half. Stack 20, CSI 16.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we are back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 4 inside of 12 minutes to play in the first half. And we mentioned how formidable this Stack team was just ahead of tip-off, Nick. The Dolphins have really held their own so far in the first half.
Absolutely, Joe. They've done a nice job of shooting for the most part. And Daddio's got the lone non-3-point pointer in this game with that free throw. Other than that, Waterman the 3 threes, Mick the 2 threes. And they've done a nice job shooting so far.
And if the Dolphins are going to stay close, and we said this during the women's game, if CSI is going to stay close, they have to find a way to manufacture points on the inside. And so far in this game, the Dolphins have not done that, but behind some stellar 3-point shooting, 5 of 11 so far, CSI trails by only 4. Roberts brings it up for the Spartans. Now Singleton with it on the right wing. Spartans work it around the perimeter. This is Bavell. Feed inside, right back to Bavell. This is Jamison, picks up his dribble. Kick out, 3-pointer by Roberts, way off, and rebounded by Waterman. Mick has Mallory back to the basket. And off the handoff, Mick tries another 3, and that's off to the left. Rebound goes to Kelly. Here comes Singleton. Singleton, kick out to Bavell. Now Kelly inside. Spartans work it into the corner, and that is fantastic ball movement, resulting in the Singleton 3.
3 points.
Great job there by Singleton.
Spartans moving the ball so quickly, it's tough to call the action as Singleton makes it a 7-point game. This is Butler using the Mallory screen. Butler hands off to Mick. Mick looking inside for Mallory, who has a size advantage, but Kelly not far away as Mallory receives it on the baseline, back to the basket. Had it knocked away. Butler just gets it off, and that did not hit the rim. So a shot clock violation and a Dolphins turnover gives possession back to Stack.
Armas and Shkolny checking in for Butler and Daddio. Stack here, Joe, they are tremendous defensively. They are in the face of the shooters, and it's very tough to move the ball around on them.
CSI cheerleaders chanting for some Dolphins defense, and Riskies with a huge size advantage on the inside. Couldn't make anything of it as he was blocked from behind. Good help from Messiah Mallory.
Great job there by Mallory.
Mick thought about a 3, looks to drive, and it's knocked away by Jamison. Good hand there by Devontae Jamison. Open 3 for Roberts, no good. And the rebound goes to the Spartans. Jamison will try a three. That's off, and Waterman with the board. This is Armas off the long pass, kick out to Mick. Mick has Mallory, 20 to shoot. Mallory jab step, spins, and once again the Spartans poke it away. Here comes Roberts to the basket, and that shot no good. Rebounded by Waterman, who is fouled, and Jamison will pick up the personal, his first.
What I think the Dolphins should do here, Joe, is we see the Spartans are trying to push it every single time they get the ball. Dolphins should look to slow things down, take their time on each offensive possession. That's a good way to counteract the explosion of the offense, of the pace of the Spartans.
Waterman, floater, no good. And Waterman has Armas, open three-pointer, off the mark. And Waterman with another rebound. This is Mick, driving to his left. Layup is good, and Austin Mick finishes inside for the easy two.
Good job there by Austin. We know we said Mick with a sick move to the basket.
Top of the arc, that was Sean Moore. Spartans once again working it around. Jamison ducks Mallory, kicks into the corner. Moore steps back behind the line. Three-pointer rattles in, and Sean Moore has another from long range.
Sean says he's got a lot more of those to come. Another three-pointer for him.
He's 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. And Jamison unable to save that one as he tiptoed the baseline.
An extremely fast pace of play here, Joe. Stack right now on pace for maybe 45 points here in the first half, which would be a lot.
Dolphins still within striking distance, trailing by 8. But the Spartans' defense has been stifling. That's Waterman, and Bryce has been unfazed. He is red hot from downtown.
Number 12, Bryce Waterman, with 12 points from downtown so far.
He is 4 of 7 from three-point range. Thinking about a three was Roberts. This is Moore against Mallory, and that's a tough finish by Sean Moore.
Sean showing not only can he shoot the three, but he could make the points in the paint as well.
Shkolny up to Mallory. Mallory surveys, looks to drive, has Waterman. Three-pointer by Bryce is
Another
good,
one.
and Bryce Waterman is in fuego right now.
15 points so far. Waterman, he says, you know what? If I'm going to keep making them, I might as well keep taking them.
And Roberts left wide open. The Dolphins simply can't afford that. And Nick Duran will call timeout. So Coach Duran did not like what he saw there defensively from his team. And with that, we will head to a quick break. 7:09 remaining in the first half. Dolphins trail by 7.
Car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4899.
And we're back here on CSI Sportsnet. The Dolphins trail by 7 points. Our score 31-24 in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas. But as I said, Nick, this is a very formidable Spartans team coming into the tank. The Dolphins have held their own. And as the Spartans have tried to pull away in this first half, CSI has not allowed that to happen.
CSI, I mean, they're shooting phenomenally right now, led by Bryce Waterman, who has come out here and scored 15 points, all on three-pointers. And he's got more than half of his team's points right now.
Well, in the women's game, at the half, the Dolphins had 2 made field goals that were not three-pointers. Right now, the men have 1 made field goal that has not come from long range. So the Dolphins certainly need to find some offense on the interior, but those opportunities have not been easy to come by, and Bryce Waterman has made it far less of a problem than it otherwise would be, as he has been lighting it up from three-point range.
Looks like there's some discussion here before the inbound.
It was eerily quiet in here for a moment there, but Play resumes with the Dolphins inbound, and Armas gets it to Mick. Full court pressure remains on from the Spartans. Shkolny brings it across the timeline, and the double team is incoming. Jump ball is the call, and possession arrow favors the Dolphins. So CSI catches a break right there as Shkolny didn't see that double coming from the blind side, and Spartans nearly forced a turnover.
Spartans head coach Tobin Anderson very happy with the defensive performance so far by his squad.
Dolphins have scored it well relative to what they've done throughout the year. Unfortunately for them, the Spartans have scored it far better. This is Shkolny around the back. That's a deep 2, and it's off the mark. Rebound trickles out of bounds. Possession to Stack.
7-point game here with 6:37 left in the first half.
Spartans work it around the outside once again. They've been very methodical when they've gotten into their half-court sets, and those open threes have been way too easy to come by as Riskies off the rebound immediately puts the hook shot up and in.
Riskies, the Barcelona, Venezuela native, using all 6'9" of his frame there to his advantage offensively and defensively.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Nick, as he made the save on that steal. Three-pointer is off, and on the offensive board, Sean Moore goes up with the turnaround jumper, and for the Spartans, they have their first double-digit lead.
The red shirt freshman Sean Moore there, he jumped extremely high to get that offensive rebound and is able to capitalize and get the basket.
Dolphins getting harassed the length of the floor as Mick uses the Daddy-O screen to free himself up and puts up another air ball. Austin got off to a red-hot start, has failed to connect on his last 3. And Riskies couldn't get that to go on the inside. Mick will try again. No good. Waterman with the offensive rebound. He's trapped along the baseline, finds an open Mick. He will try again, and that rattles out.
A few more steps in there perhaps, and Mick would have drained that one.
Sean Moore left wide open again, and he makes the Dolphins pay as the Spartans looking poised to break this one open if things don't change quickly for the Dolphins.
Moore has been tremendous on both sides.
Defense leading to offense for the Spartans as Waterman looking to post up is fouled. That shot came after the whistle. And Max Dillon Butler will come in for Bryce Waterman. Messiah Mallory also comes off of the Dolphins bench and into the game. Jamal Barnes back in for the Spartans as well, along with Jarrell Kelly. "12 seconds to shoot for the Dolphins. And Shkolny banks it in off the window. David Shkolny with a nice finish. And the Dolphins are back to within 12. Here comes Jamison straight to the basket, and he lays it up and in. Quick answer from the Spartans.
Joe, I can't even get a word in. That's how quick the answer was.
Dolphins turn it over. Jamison can't finish. Shkolny with the rebound. He picks up his dribble and throws it straight to our public address announcer, Andrew Rotunda.
Good job there by Andrew to protect the ACC over here. Joe Masha would have got taken out there, so good job there by Andrew.
One of our brightest minds that Andrew shielded from that incoming basketball, but for the Dolphins, things not going well right now. They trail by 14 inside of 4 minutes to play in the first half. And we are back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 14 points. Less than 4 minutes to play in this first half. And Nick, the Dolphins on the verge of seeing this game get away a bit. What can they do to remain within striking distance heading into the final 20 minutes?
Well, they do need to continue shooting the threes, but I would caution them from just chucking them up at this point. Try to get open a little bit, get a little closer to the three-point line and take those threes. But the big thing they got to do here is they got to start forcing some contested shots for the Spartans, who are just lighting it up on the scoreboard right now.
I think that's very important, as the Spartans have not been missing good open looks, and that's a great place to start. As Mallory with a nice spin move, and Nick, I know you have a call for that one.
Little spinneroonie there. Can you dig it, sucker?
That shot is short by Roberts. The Dolphins with a quick two, a quick stop. Head back the other way. This is Butler. Butler to Shkolny. Shkolny, step back jumper. No good. And the rebound goes to the Spartans. Stack moving it around the outside once again. This is Roberts into the corner. Wide open is Bavell, and his three is no good. Butler around the back, hands off to Mick. Mick, entry pass to Mallory, working on the left block. Mallory has the one-on-one, and he goes right at the defender Barnes, but could not get the shot to go, and that deflects off of Stack and out of bounds. CSI maintains possession.
Surprised we didn't get a foul there, all that contact, but the refs let him play. And, we mentioned in the pregame, Austin Mick's family, his parents are here. We did see them pregame for the ceremony, so nice for that they're able to come here to see him play his last game.
Credit to the officials there for letting them play. That's just good low-post offense and defense. Well officiated on that last possession, as Austin Mick buries a three, and he gave Bryce Waterman a run for his money with the distance on that one.
He's not going to let Bryce one-up him here in his last game as a Dolphin. 11 points now for Mick. So as mentioned, nice that Mick's parents are here in attendance. However, Patrick Dadio's father not here, Joe, as he's on a bit of a business trip.
He is. The baseball team opening their season down in Myrtle Beach, so Pat Dadio Sr. not here.
One of the assistant coaches for the Dolphins.
Shkolny to the basket, finger roll, no good. And three Spartans converge on that rebound. Here comes Roberts. Roberts into the left corner. Barnes looks to drive. Barnes hangs, can't hit. And Mallory has the rebound. Dolphins with a big opportunity to make this a very close game heading into the break if they can close out this half strong. Spartans with a chance to go into the break up double figures. So really an important minute and 50 seconds remaining on the clock in the first half.
Absolutely. Crucial here. If the Dolphins go into half trailing by single digits, not too shabby. Austin Mick obviously was nervous here for the game. He was here early, Joe. He was out. He was in here in the gym at 11:45 taking shots this morning. But once the game gets started, it's just out of the game. Competitive nature comes out, and the Dolphins are doing what they can here to keep this one close at this point.
Dolphins trail by 9, and Bryce Waterman wasting no time coming off the bench, hoisting up another three. Nick Duran knew how important these last 2 minutes were, and he got Bryce back into the game. Dolphins get another stop. Spartans' offense has gone a bit cold. Waterman to Butler. 20 on the shot clock. Butler drives left. Butler to the rim, around Kelly, and he can't get it to go.
Dolphins coaching staff want to know where the foul call was on that one.
Kelly fakes, kicks out, Singleton inside, and with the jump hook was Bavell, and he's been off from both the inside and the outside so far in this game. Mick draws the foul. Now that foul will be the 6th for the Spartans, so no free throws yet for CSI.
Foul number 2, Dimitri Roberts, his second, team's 6th.
Have to love the way this half has been officiated. Only 8 fouls. They're letting them play around the rim.
It's been quick.
Love to see
pace
it.
Of play.
Love to see it. And the Dolphins turn it over off the inbound. Their bench hates to see that. Jarrell Kelly goes right at Mallory, and he gets the friendly roll.
Jarrell Kelly for 2.
The lead back to double figures for Stack. Waterman, shot fake, open three, splash! And Bryce pulls the Dolphins back to within 8.
All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. Mick is passing, and Waterman is swishing.
Spartans letting the clock bleed down towards the final seconds of this first half. About a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. That's Singleton, and he answers right back with a 3 of his own. Huge shot by Grant Singleton. The clock continued to run there.
Never stopped.
As that ball looked to have bounced off of a Spartan. I thought it bounced off of the inbound pass. It did not.
You know what happened?
That was my mistake.
Joe, what I thought I saw is that the Dolphins were going to inbound it, but it hit a Spartan player inadvertently and rolled away from Armas, who was trying to inbound it.
We'll get another look at it as we head to the halftime break, and that one slowed up a bit. So we'll speed it up. I thought the ball was inbounded off of a Spartan. Off the made shot, it deflected off of a Spartan. So that was my error, and with that, the first half comes to a close. Dolphins trailing by 11 points. Our score heading into the break, 45-34 Spartans. When we come back, coverage of the second half of this NCAA Division II men's basketball matchup.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Cobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Cobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Car is damaged? Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4899.
And we are back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 11 at the start of the second half. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst. And the Dolphins got off to a good start in this game. We're going blow for blow with the Spartans early, but Stack really began to pull away late in that first half, and they will open the scoring in the second half as we do have a whistle. And we had a foul called, I believe, against Patrick Daddio of the Dolphins. So after the made basket, the Dolphins are called for a foul, and with that make, the Spartans now lead by 13 points.
So 16 seconds in, Dolphins here trailing 47-34.
Butler gets it to Mallory out of a double team. Dolphins continuing to face full court pressure. They've been forced into a few turnovers, but overall have done a pretty good job protecting the basketball. This is Mick who finds an open Mallory. Right baseline jumper, no good. And rebounded by Singleton. I mentioned the good job the Dolphins have done overall protecting the ball. Only 7 turnovers, as there's another 3 by Sean Moore. The Spartans have not turned the ball over once.
Yeah, and they made the opposition pay, of course. And yeah, every time the Dolphins turn it over, it seems like St. Thomas Aquinas scores. Sean Moore, 6 for 6 from the field to start this game.
Mallory with the two-handed slam as the Dolphins break that press, finally able to get through it and get an easy 2. But with turnovers come a lot of open looks, and the Spartans already have been looking to run most of this game and haven't missed on many of their open shots. So that combination of factors has helped them build a 14-point lead as we have an offensive rebound, a block by Daddio, another offensive board, and Riskies is able to finish the lay-in. Mick looks to drive, takes it right to the basket, but can't finish the backhanded layup. Singleton surveys the floor. He has Jamison. Now Moore. Back up top to Riskies. And now Roberts pulls up over Butler off back iron and rebounded by Daddio.
Nice one-armed rebound there by Daddio.
Mick with the fake and can't finish the layup, but Daddio on the offensive glass lays it in.
There it is, Daddio. Rebounds on both ends of the court and rewarded for his hard work with the basket.
Three-pointer by Singleton is off to the left and rebounded by Mallory. Mick looking to push. Mick, baseline drive, has Butler. Now Waterman, Bryce for 3, and he knocks down another.
Well, Joe, he is on fire here today. 21 points, and every single one coming on the 3. 7 3-pointers so far for Bryce Waterman.
Barely able to keep his footing was Jamison, and he turns the ball over. Here comes Butler. Chance for the Dolphins to pull back to within single digits, and Butler draws a foul.
Spartans foul number 34, Luis Risquez, his first, team's first.
Dolphins will inbound from the sideline. Mick has it. He gets a screen from Waterman. Spartans switch. They're not letting Bryce get any open space off the ball. Mick is fouled off the pass from Daddio. That's 2 quick team fouls on the Spartans.
5-on-5 crime there as Grant Singleton, number 5, fouls number 5, Austin Mick. And look who has made an appearance, and we'll see when the camera goes back to the other end of the floor. Danny the Dolphin is back for the second time this season.
Floater by Waterman is no good and rebounded by the Spartans. Here comes Jamison. I'm not sure Danny will get in the frame where he's positioned right now as Mallory rebounds that last miss. Here comes Butler. Butler drives to his left, takes it straight to the basket, and he gets the friendly roll.
Nice job there by Max Dillon Butler to take it to the rim.
Impressive finish by Butler, and just like that, the Dolphins are back to within 9 as they nearly threw the ball straight to Butler. Ball then wound up in the lap of a fan in the front row.
Well, right now, for the Dolphins, number 12, Bryce Waterman, has kept them in the game with his shooting, and Danny the Dolphin, a proud supporter of Bryce Waterman, wearing his jersey as well, number 12.
He is. The Spartans have 4 to shoot. On the drive, that's Jamison right at Mick, and he lays it up and in.
Nice job there by him to take it to the basket.
Mallory shot fake, kick out to Butler. Mick left open. Three-pointer by Austin is no good. And the rebound goes to Dimitri Roberts. On the drive, that is Roberts at the other end, and he lays it in. As quickly as the Dolphins got back to within 9, the Spartans back ahead by 13 even more quickly, but Messiah Mallory cuts the lead back down to 10 with that three.
Messiah Mallory for 3.
Mallory, an 8-time ECC Rookie of the Week, looking to go closing out the season strong, maybe make it a 9-time ECC Rookie of the Week.
Dolphins really can't afford to exchange baskets right now as Sean Morris called for the over-the-back foul. So the Dolphins will have it when we come out of this next break. Media timeout with under 15 minutes to play in the second half. Dolphins trail by 10. We're back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 10 with just under 15 minutes to play in the second half. And Nick, the Spartans have tried to pull away in this game several times, but the Dolphins just won't let them break this one open.
Certainly not, Joe. Waterman and Nick are going to go down shooting, and they've been shooting the threes and keeping this within striking distance here. And as we added in the first game, the women's game, I got a special text request for a shout-out here. Our good friend and employee, colleague, Nino, had some dental surgery this morning. He's got a full mouth of metal right now, but he wants to thank our other colleague, Joe Calabrese, for giving him a ride to and from the dentist. So, speedy recovery, Nino, and he wanted to just shout out his buddy Joe for driving him.
Well, great to hear that Nino is doing well, and credit to Joe for giving a ride instead of taking a car ride for once. Action will resume with the Dolphins trailing by 10, 14:53 on the clock. And CSI inbounds to Austin Mick, who will bring it across the timeline, defended by Roberts. Mallory has it, right corner, drives to his left, half spin, and Messiah lost his footing, but Austin has an open three from the corner, and he buries it. Dolphins back to within 7.
Great job there by Mick.
And every time the Dolphins have hit a big three-pointer, there has been an answer at the other end for the Spartans. That is Grant Singleton finishing through the contact and one. And Singleton will head to the line for one shot. Neither of these teams backing down in this game. Every time CSI has hit a basket that has the opportunity to shift the momentum in their favor, the Spartans have responded. We'll see if CSI has another answer at the offensive end. Singleton completed 3-point play to make it a double-digit lead again. Mick off the feed from Mallory, crosses over to his left, looks to drive. Mick, kick out. Shkolny, open three, no good. And Mallory had the rebound deflect right off of his fingertips. Step back three by Roberts, and that is good.
Dimitri Roberts for three.
Roberts having a solid game here. 12 points.
Butler to the basket, and he can't finish. Rebound goes to Jarrell Kelly. And that's a travel against Roberts. I have no idea how there wasn't a foul call there.
Dolphins will take advantage here.
Defender landed on top of him. Off of the shot fake, but CSI catches a break. Mick has it. Driving to his left, and he finishes with the right.
2 points for
Well,
Austin.
16 points now for Mick. He's showing it's not all about threes. A couple of twos as well.
Spartans worked it down into the corner, but the baseline drive is cut off. Bavell had to kick it out, 10 to shoot. This is Roberts on the pull-up, and it rattles out. Rebound goes to Mallory. Waterman, tough floater from almost behind the backboard. No good, just short. Roberts to Singleton. Deep three, no. And rebounded by Mallory. The two teams going back and forth, up and down the floor here as Mick hoists up a three. That is short. Rebounded by Kelly.
That was a long distance shot there from Mick. Now you could see Danny the Dolphin in frame.
There he is.
Against the wall.
Showing off his cheering skills alongside the CSI cheerleaders. And right now, both teams suffering through a dry spell at the offensive end. Mallory looks to change that for the Dolphins, and his shot rattles out.
Couple of missed shots here. Haven't seen much of this.
And the shooting slump comes to an end as once again it's Grant Singleton, this time from beyond the arc. Timeout called by the Dolphins. They trail by 14, and we will head into a media timeout with 11:47 remaining in the second half. Dolphins trail by 14.
Car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island. Dolphins trailing by 14 with inside of 12 minutes to play in the game, and CSI needs to find some offense quickly as it has been a scoring drought for CSI here. Mick takes it to the basket and brings an end. to that scoring drought with a reverse layup on the backhand. Dolphins pulling to within 12 again.
Great move to the basket there by Mick, and on the backhand, laying it in.
Turnaround jumper by Singleton. He's been big in this second half for the Spartans. And Armas off the feed, able to drive baseline and score, and just like that, the Dolphins are back to within 10 again.
Good court vision there by Skolnick to find Armas.
And offensive foul is the call. Good defensive play underneath to draw the charge. And I think we have another media timeout.
All right, back to back, Joe.
We'll stay right here through this media timeout as we just took a break, but that last timeout I thought was inside of 12 minutes, so I'm not sure why we have another media timeout, but nonetheless, the two teams head to their respective benches, but it looked like the Dolphins were once again in danger of seeing their grasp on this game to slip away completely, and very quickly, CSI with 2 straight baskets back to within 10. How can the Dolphins get back closer and ultimately, if they hope to win this game, get even and take the lead?
Well, you mentioned it earlier, the Dolphins can't expect to go basket for basket with Stack here. So obviously they need Waterman and Mick to keep shooting at a high efficiency level like they are right now from downtown. But ultimately the Dolphins are going to have to make some crucial stops here and slow down the offensive attack from Stack. Right now for the Spartans, they are being led by Grant Singleton, who has 16 points. And he has been tremendous in this one. Sean Moore also having a really good game as well, specifically with his three-point shooting.
Spartans have taken the floor as the Dolphins break huddle and head back out onto the hardwood themselves. So for CSI right now, an opportunity to pull back to within single digits again. They trail by 10, and there is still plenty of time left in this game. 10:55 on the clock, so no need to try and rush things for CSI, and I think that's going to be key for this Dolphins team moving forward. Don't try and do too much too quickly, as Austin Mick nearly got that ball, which was tipped to go. I think he was trying to pass. It nearly went in. But the Dolphins come up empty on that last trip. 3-point attempt by the Spartans is good. Jamal Barnes from 3-point range, and I've said it time and time again, timely baskets by this Stack team over and over.
Yeah, excellent job there by Barnes to knock down the open three.
And Armas was partially blocked in the corner. Good defensive play there by Bevell. Spartans look to push, but CSI does a good job getting back. Jamison kick out. And once again, Stack working it around the perimeter. Here comes Singleton. He finds an open Moore in the left corner, and that's a rare miss for Moore from the corners.
Air ball there for Moore.
Mick out to Waterman. Singleton gives him no space, and Waterman is fouled.
15 foul on the Spartans.
Spartans foul number 5. Grant Singleton, his 4th.
That foul on Singleton is his 4th, so he heads to the bench, and that could be a big loss for this Stack team, as Singleton's had himself a very strong second half.
Dimitri Roberts checks back in.
We're inside of 10 minutes to play. Dolphins trailing by 13 points. Mallory surveys and nearly had that handoff disrupted into a turnover. Waterman is just being harassed. And Waterman somehow gets off a 3, and he buries it again.
Well, we're going to be getting a replay of that one, that's for sure. Incredible there to pick the ball up off the ground and shoot it as the shot clock was expiring.
Sean could not have done any more defensively, as Sean Moore was all over Bryce Waterman. That layup by Jamison, no good. Foul on the rebound, charge to Bevell, and yet again, the Dolphins have a chance to pull back to within single digits.
Well, let's take a look at that big 3 there by Waterman, who was able to pick it up off the floor and drain it before the shot clock expired. We're going to look at that in the next stoppage.
Mick will try a 3. That's off back iron, but Armas got his fingertips on it and couldn't pull in the board. Spartans looking to run. Dolphins get back nicely. This is Roberts out into the corner for Jamison. Spartans bench wanted a three. They will get it from Barnes, and he connects from the top of the arc. 13-point lead again for the Spartans.
Barnes is hitting those timely threes in this game. He's making all of his points count. That's for sure.
Mick is fouled as the Spartan defense remains very physical into the final 9 minutes of this game. They are all over the Dolphins, and because of that, they just picked up their 17th foul.
Yep. We got a chance here. Let's take a look at that Waterman three real quick. As you see, Joe, ball is on the ground here, picks it up as the players all over him, shoots it, and it's good. And Austin Mick knocks down the first free throw. Looking to make an 11-point game. And he does.
Mick's free throw is good. He goes 2 of 2 from the line. Austin now has 20 points. Dolphins within 11. Spartans content to move it around the perimeter. Shot clock down to 15. This is Roberts, defended well by Armas. Now Barnes kicks it up top. Ball in the corner with Moore. He goes at Mallory, and the jump shot is no good. Shkolny takes a bump, no whistle. Throws it across the court. Dangerous pass, but Armas reels it in. And Luis Armas with a strong move. He wanted a foul, but the Dolphins are back to within 9.
Shkolny, an interesting pass across the court. Risky, but made it count, and Armas was able to then take it to the basket and score, but come back on the other end here. And there's a foul against Shkolny, and that's going to lead us into a timeout.
And heading into that timeout, the Dolphins will trail by 9. 7:34 remaining in the second half. The conclusion of this NCAA Division II men's basketball matchup when we come back.
Your car is damaged. Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
.34 on the clock. Dolphins trail by 9, and the Spartans are headed to the free throw line for 2 shots after Devontae Jamison drew a foul on his last layup attempt. Jamison nearly got it to go, and I've said it over and over again, Nick. The Dolphins hit a big shot at the offensive end, and the Spartans always have an answer at the other end of the floor, and time is running out on the Dolphins. You said it yourself as well. They can't afford to go basket for basket here.
No, they're going to have to start making some stops. Their strong shooting has kept them in this, but anytime there is some sort of turnover, Spartans are able to capitalize on that and score and extend their lead.
Jamison goes 1 of 2 from the line. Dolphins looking to pull back to within single digits again. Still plenty of time, 7:23 remaining in the second half. Butler weaving his way through the Spartans' defense. He has a wide open Armas, and his three is way short. And that's a strong move to the rim by Dimitri Roberts. Roberts and Jamison have done a great job penetrating the Dolphins' defense and getting to the rim. CSI's had a really hard time slowing them down. Mallory working on the right block, and the fadeaway jumper is no good. And Armas is whistled for a foul underneath. fighting for the rebound. So Spartans have possession, leading by 12, and
Dolphins foul number 10.
a basket here will make it a very difficult road for CSI.
Down 12 with under 7 to play. Dolphins need to start making some defensive stops.
Dolphins only average 68 points per game. They're well on their way to that. As Bavell has Jamison. Jamison at Armas, can't finish, and Armas grabs the rebound. David Shkolny waiting to check in. Butler, defended by Jamison, crosses over right, looks to drive. Butler to the rim, and his layup is no good and rebounded by Moore. Here comes Roberts again, straight to the hoop, and he was fouled as Mallory made contact underneath, and it will be 2 shots for Dimitri Roberts.
7 fouls now for the Dolphins. Still a lot of time left in this half in this game, so could be seeing a lot more of the Spartans at the free throw line, which is not great for the Dolphins where they are currently now.
First free throw is good by Roberts. Shkolny comes in, replacing Luis Armas. David Shkolny enters for Luis Armas with 6:10 remaining in the game. Stack with 4 double-digit scores. Roberts, one of them. He has 14. Singleton and Moore with 16. And Riskies with 10. For the Dolphins, Mick and Waterman both with at least 20 points. And Austin will have a chance to add to his scoring total at the line.
So he'll go to the line, looking for 2 more. Waterman with 24, Mick with 20. And Mick's first free throw is off. Second free throw attempt is good, so 21 points now for Mick.
Dolphins trail by 13, less than 6 minutes to play. Roberts up top for Bavell. They swing it around the perimeter. It winds up with Jamison. Now Roberts. Roberts on the drive, and his finger roll no good. Waterman trying to save it, and he could not.
So 76 to 63 here. 5:41 left. And you can see Danny the Dolphin banging his head against the wall.
Danny a bit exasperated as Mallory is whistled for the foul. He didn't like the call.
I thought that was a block, Joe. So we'll see what happens.
They need it for stats on the other side. Just walk around the perimeter. You'll be fine.
There. As Joe muted me to talk behind the scenes to everybody else, but the first free throw attempt is missed by Sean Moore.
Well, I apologize for that, as I'm very accustomed to being mic number 2. Some days I'm mic number 3. Last weekend I was mic number 1, so an easy mistake to make, as that free throw puts Stack back ahead by 14 points.
A big weekend last weekend, that's for sure, as we got the chance to broadcast the Mets swimming tournament.
And the Dolphins turn it over again. Alley-oop pass from Moore to Bavell, and that likely puts an exclamation point on this one for the Spartans. Their lead is now 16 points.
Bavell throwing that one down on the alley-oop.
This is the largest Stack lead of the game, and Waterman was fouled beyond the arc. He was not in the act of shooting, but will head to the line for 2 shots. Well, actually, a 1-and-1, I should say, as that's the 19th foul.
I think at this point, Joe, what we're looking for is going to see if Bryce Waterman, who's at the free throw line, can set his career high, but it seems like there is some discrepancy here on who caused the foul.
Well, we may need a replay here, as the officials are going to confer. And
well, they did not ask for it, so might not be able to go back enough in time, but we'll try our best. But I don't know. I mean, this fan is just shouting, and the coach, then Tobin Anderson, called over the referee. So teams will huddle up here. Waterman will have to wait to take a shoot at free throw. But what I was going to say, Joe, is right now we're going to see if Waterman can set his career high and see just how many points Mick could score in his last game.
So it looks like we may have had a technical foul. Now, you said that Tobin Anderson was interacting with a fan?
Well, the fan behind the bench for Spartans, with the red pants and the black shirt, he was the one yelling, I think you called a foul the wrong person. So Tobin Anderson heard that, and he decided to say the same thing to the referee.
A very attentive fan, and apparently the referee did not appreciate additional counsel from the stacked bench. So 2 points from the line for Waterman. The lead is back down to 14, and now a chance for 2 more at the line. So that's a big swing. But Waterman can't connect on the front end of a 1-and-1, so it's a 2-point trip down the floor for the Dolphins. They trail by 14 with 5 minutes to play. Bavell back up top for Roberts. Pull-up 3 is good, right over the outstretched arm of Austin Mick.
Roberts with 19 points now.
Just too much offensive firepower for this Spartans team right now, and the Dolphins trail by 17 points, the largest stack lead of the game, but the Dolphins will head right back to the line as Butler drew a foul. This will be 2 shots at the line, with that last foul being the 10th for the Spartans.
Well, we got a moment here. Just want to give a shout out to our great staff all season long, and we're continuing on the legacy of David Pizzuto here at the David Pizzuto broadcasting table, and proud to be able to continue keeping you all alert and in the know with CSI Sportsnet all season long. And it was our last day of basketball. It was a really quick season, lightning quick it seemed like, and it was a pleasure to be on here for the call with you, Joe, for most of the games, but we're not going anywhere. We'll be back hopefully March 9th, the first baseball game of the season.
If you are an optimist, expect to see us on the air March 9th, baseball opening up the home portion of their schedule on that day. And hopefully it comes to fruition as David Shkolny connects on a 3 from the left wing. And it's a 13-point game. Baseball opening up their season today in Myrtle Beach. Not sure if they have live stats. And Bavell over Shkolny from downtown. The Spartans have just had an answer at every turn.
Softball getting underway shortly as well, and have a lot of games for you in March. But yeah, as you mentioned, you got to be an optimist because a lot of those games tend to get rained out or snowed out in early March, and the field just can't handle the cold weather.
So baseball home game number 1 scheduled for the 9th. Softball home game number 1 scheduled for March 16th. So we'll talk more about our spring sports coming up later in the broadcast as we enter our final break of the afternoon. The Dolphins trailing the Spartans 85-69.
Car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
2 shots from the line from Messiah Mallory as we come out of our most recent break with the Dolphins trailing by 16 points, 3:26 remaining in the game. And in CSI season, win or lose, this is it for CSI in the 2021-2022 season. And Nick, I echo your sentiments. It's been a pleasure calling games with you all year, but much more to look forward to on the schedule. Baseball and softball still to come throughout the months of March, April, and even into May this year. So the season extending into May as well. I think we did have some May broadcasts in 2021 as well, but definitely a more expansive schedule this year as off the steal, Max Dillon Butler lays it in to make it a 13-point game.
And we look forward to welcoming in Andrew Rotundo to the broadcasting team for the baseball and softball season. You'll hear him a little bit this season as well.
Andrew did make his debut earlier in the year for, I believe, a women's basketball broadcast. But he is going to be on the call with me far more often in the spring, as that shot attempt inside by Sean Moore was partially blocked. Dolphins come away with the rebound. Austin Mick takes it to the rim, and that backhanded layup has been tough to stop for the Spartans all afternoon.
23 points now for Mick. I know a lot of the fans were writing in and requesting, because they love this broadcast, and they want more. They want to hear more of Sal Caruso. I don't know if that's going to happen, but Sal was tremendous in the game he did this season with you.
He absolutely was, as we have another foul at this end of the floor. Call goes against the Dolphins. And once again, it's Grant Singleton finishing through the foul, and we have a timeout called. This timeout taken by the Spartans. So we'll take a quick break.
Last break of the season.
We assume this will be our last break. I thought the previous break was our last break, but perhaps just one more as the Dolphins trail by 13 with 2:09 on the clock.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
A very quick break ahead of one free throw for Grant Singleton. He heads to the line looking to make it a 14-point game, and he does just that. Singleton now leads the way for the Spartans with 19 points. Roberts and Moore each with 17. Muskies still with 10 as Mick is called for traveling. So Austin, perhaps, I don't want to speculate too much, but he might have been looking for a career high, as he's at 23 points right now, would need to score 7 to achieve a career high. Now, if you're Nick Duran and the Dolphins coaching staff, do you sub Austin out of the game at the very end to give him a chance for one last ovation?
Well, they got 2 timeouts left, so you could always call a timeout with a few seconds left if possible, but I think you got to let him go for his career high. Waterman close to his career high as well, with 26 points right now.
Open in the corner is Singleton, his 3 off, and it's tipped out right back to Singleton, who gives it up to Roberts. He glances up at the clock. 1:28 remaining, 10 to shoot.
Brian Gomez in the game for the Dolphins as well.
Daddio in and Gomez in for CSI, as Dimitri Roberts is now tied for the team lead in scoring with 19. Mick will try another 3, and that rolls off the rim. So the Dolphins giving Austin free reign for these last few minutes.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else should shoot the ball here to end the game other than Mick, unless you get Daddio wide open in the paint.
If I'm not mistaken, Austin has not come out of the game.
They're going to sub him out now.
Here it comes.
I got a nice ovation.
Dolphins foul number 3, Brian Gomez, his first.
No, Daddio's going to get his ovation here. So
Daddio first. And I would...
Mick will get one more offensive possession, I would think.
I would think after this free throw, it might be it, but you could be right. One more offensive possession,
I don't see anybody at the scorer's table at this point. So they got 2 timeouts left, and they could always foul. One
more free throw for Roberts. And And he connects from the line. So it's an 18-point lead for Stack. This could very well be the last possession of Austin Mick's Dolphins' career at the offensive end of the floor. Mick looks to drive, had it tipped away. Mick throws it up in traffic and can't get it to go.
We'll see if Gomez is instructed to foul here, but it looks like Mick's going to play the full game here, so he'll get at least one more shot attempt, it looks like. But they're going to foul here, and that's going to be it for Austin Mick. And Butler will come in, and Austin Mick, it was a hell of a career here at CSI.
Austin's been a pleasure to watch play, and every time we've had him on the air with us as a guest, he's been fantastic. And Austin will receive hugs and handshakes at the Dolphins bench as his CSI career comes to an end, and you get a closer look, courtesy of our camera operator up top, as Austin headed over to the bench and is greeted by his teammates and coaches. So congratulations to Austin on what was a very memorable career for both of us, I know, and you immediately recalled that game a few years back against
one of
Hunter.
the first games I worked. And he just went off, so excellent career for him, and excellent job by our whole crew this season, our engineers, our cameramen, Lewis and Sound, the stats, Andrew, John on PA. John gave you a call during the game earlier. He was just so excited to get a shout-out, so we give it to him. And great job by Joe Masha all year long, keeping us organized, and it's been a pleasure, Jim.
It has been a great time for Nick and I all season long. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of CSI Dolphins basketball throughout the 2021-2022 season. Our final broadcast of the season comes to an end with the Dolphins suffering a 20-point defeat, 94-74. The Spartans pick up the win and put an end to what has been a fantastic regular season for them. But, of course, the most meaningful games to the Stack team yet to come, as with the victory, they improved to 17-1 in the conference, 24-4 overall on the year, and they head into the East Coast Conference Basketball Championship as what I would presume would be the favorite in that tournament. As for the Dolphins overall on the season, they fall to 7-19, 6-12 in conference play. Nick Duran wraps up his first season as head coach of this Dolphins team as he gets congratulations from Director of Athletics TJ Tibbs at center court on a job well done this year. As once again, Nick, it's been a pleasure broadcasting with you. A special thank you to everyone who has made this broadcast possible all year long. And, of course, thank you to all of our viewers at home who have tuned in to listen and to watch our CSI Dolphins athletic events all year long, dating back to soccer in the fall. But again, still more to come in the spring. Baseball and softball getting underway in just a couple of weeks. Our first broadcast of the season over at the Baseball Diamond is scheduled for Wednesday, March 9th. So be sure to tune in back here on the ECC network for that broadcast. And until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you one final time for tuning in all season long.